Hey, language learners. I'm Aaron from Pinkton Languages, and welcome to my show. I know a few of you have been waiting around, getting ready for this live stream to start, so thanks for joining. As usual, I would love to hear where you're from. What languages you're learning, what languages you speak. I do these live streams so that I can hear back from you guys. Anyways, in today's show, we're going to talk about why you can't learn a language by yourself. And there's a sort of strange, I'm going to close this window. There's this sort of strange thing where a lot of language learners just try to learn languages by themselves in their rooms, either on Duolingo or, with a textbook or something. I mean, you already know my feelings about textbooks, but you need people, you need friends. And language learning should be about a community. Here, English with Casey says, "Hi, I'm French, but I'm an English teacher." Excellent. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Lucas Santos says, "We didn't hear the first part of the stream." Anyways, I am here to sort of facilitate a community. That's really what I want to do on this channel. That's why I live stream so often. For those who don't know, I do live stream just about every single Friday at the same time. And, most people, a lot of YouTubers do a live stream like once a month or something like that. The reason I want to do so many live streams is because I'm interested in facilitating a community, right? We're language learners here on this channel. We're learning languages and we need each other. You just can't learn a language by yourself. You can't learn a language in isolation. So, that's why I do so much on my channel to facilitate community, right? Like I started doing this open source language project where everyone's coming together, working together on different things. We started doing the 30-day record yourself challenge a few years ago, and that's been a huge success. A lot of people have been learning a lot and like really coming a long way in improving their languages with that 30-day challenge. If you don't know what that is, I'll talk about that a little bit more. And I tried to post videos. Dueling Champ says there's a crackly quality to the audio. Is it just me? I don't know. Let me know. Can the rest of you guys hear the audio? Does it sound all right? Thanks for letting me know. Chaniel's wife says, "Yeah, I hear it too." Maybe I can change. Let's see if I can change that. Change it to a different microphone. She says, "Now it's okay." Okay. So you hear me fine then? The audio is all right. Maybe it's the device, loud and clear. Okay. Yeah, I just turned down the what do you call that? The gain. I turned down the gain on my microphone a little bit, so hopefully that helped. I don't know what gain means. To me, it's just volume, right? Anyways, yeah. So there's a lot of different ways that we can interact with other language learners, right? And I would argue that you almost need to. Okay. You can't learn a language by yourself. Language learning is, in its nature, it's a social thing, right? Why are you learning another language? You're doing it to interact with other people, almost certainly, unless you're like learning Sanskrit, so you can learn some, read ancient Vedic scriptures or something like that. Yeah, the vast majority of us are learning a language because we want to talk to people. It's a social endeavor. And there's a lot of ways that we can do that, right? Like, for example, all of you participating on this channel. Internal Medicine says something in Russian that I don't understand. Okay, the question is, why would you do that? The point of language is speaking. Yeah, exactly. Right. Why would you, like, if you're learning a language, you don't want to hole up and try to do that all by yourself. And there's a few Привет. Yeah, I recognize that word in Russian, although I don't know if I can pronounce it. Why would you want to learn a language by yourself? And there's a lot of ways we can go about doing that, though. For starters, just this channel, right? I do live streams every week to kind of get to know some of you guys, get some feedback from you all. I'd say a fair number of videos where the goal is to the goal is to spark some conversation, right? I do some videos that are just informational, like, here are the 3 things you need to remember for learning a language with music or something like that, right? Or here's a review on Duolingo, and that's fine. I've been trying to do more and more videos, though, that have to do with stories, like my stories of language learning, sharing stories of other language learners, right? I have the Storytime Saturday playlist, which you can see. Actually, I'll share a link to that Storytime Saturday playlist in case you're interested. And that playlist is really just a list of stories from different language learners. Sorry, I'm looking at my own live stream here. Storytime Saturday. It's just stories from different language learners sharing their experiences learning languages. And the beauty of that is that we don't all have to make the same mistakes that everyone else has made. I'm going to pop open this.
We're putting together a crew.
Okay, here's the link to that. There you go. Ryan says, what kind of watch is that? It's a one of a kind. It's a survival watch, actually. Has a little compass, has a bunch of 550 paracord, and it also has this little fire starter on there. There you go. I don't know if you see the little spark. Anyways, that's my survival watch. Doesn't look very good, but I like it. There's also a whistle. Anyways, so there, I just shared the link to the Storytime Saturday playlist. In fact, I'm going to, as a matter of fact, add that to the I'm going to add that to the description below this video.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's...
Oops, go back.
Oops, go back.
All right. Anyways, there's lots of ways that we can interact with each other, and I'm trying to come up with more ways to do that here on this channel. I'm just gonna copy and paste this Storytime Saturday. Okay. When I post these videos of my story or videos of, I don't know, let's say some other YouTuber's story about learning languages, what I'm going for is I'm trying to facilitate. I'm trying to create a place where people can just come together and discuss their stories. All right, because we're all going through more or less the same story. You might have different chapters. Right? Like maybe you have to learn Turkish because your job is moving you to Turkey unexpectedly, or maybe you are just studying for your French exam, right? Maybe you're practicing for the Yelts test. We might be going through different circumstances, but we're all going through the same story. We're trying to master a language, and we're all human beings trying to figure out the best way of doing that. So it's really beneficial to hear each other's stories, and you start to see trends in what works and what doesn't work. Okay. And I'm not saying everyone is the same. I'm not saying there might be something that works for every single person or something that doesn't work for anyone. But generally speaking, you find certain trends. Okay. Burying your nose in a textbook and just studying by yourself all the time ain't going to cut it. I don't care who you are. Okay. You need a community of people. And for those of you who don't know, there's actually a very vibrant community of polyglots and linguists and language learners. Well, a linguist is a little bit different, but you know what I'm saying? There's lots of people online. You just need to know where to find them. This channel is a good place to start. Twitter, there's a lot of language learners on Twitter. You can follow me. In fact, I'll put my Twitter handle up here at Fingtum.lang. No, at Fingtumlangs. That's it. That's my Twitter handle. Kevin Abroad, John Siebolt, these are just some of my friends that I'm naming off here. Steve Kaufman, Benny Lewis. There's a lot of big names in the language learning community, and a lot of people who are not famous. A lot of people who are just on Twitter documenting their own language learning journey. You don't need to have a big following to have a story and to be able to tell your story, right? There's also people on Twitter like teaching languages. Maybe less so on Twitter, more on Instagram. You get a lot of people who do like these short videos, like 1-minute videos telling you in Spanish the difference between por and para, right? Or the difference between ser and estar. And you just get, it's nice to have to be following these people on Instagram. You just get these quick little nuggets of information from their videos. Here, Channing says, if you're monolingual, how could you create your own resource? What are your thoughts on a conversation flowchart for language learning? Reason I ask you, you could practice conversation through choices. Not entirely sure what that means. I mean, if you're monolingual and you want to create your own resources for learning, you don't create your own resources. You usually go off resources other people have created. Unless it's something like me. Here, I wrote. Oops, sorry, zombie. I wrote this story, the little dragon, right? Hey, Rasmus, thanks for joining. Hey to everyone else. I know there's more comments here that I've been kind of missing over because I'm talking too much. MJ, Nero, Helen, Bingo, Docs. Thanks for joining, guys. So I wrote this story, The Little Dragon, and it's just a story about a little dragon. It's pretty simple. There's pictures so you can see what's going on, right? And then I had someone translate it into Thai. All right, I used that story. Do I still have it here? No, it's not up here anymore. But I used the translation of my own story to learn Thai, and it was nice because I already understood the story. I knew what all the lines were saying. I had memorized the whole thing. I wrote the story, right? I knew all the pictures. I knew all the lines, and then reading it in Thai was really beneficial to me. But that has to go with the comprehensible input thing, right? When you first understand the message and then hear the words or read the words, your learning is going to be a lot better than just looking at words you don't understand and trying to figure them out. So you understand the message first, and then you get the language. Lucas says, booktuber are a bit pretentious sometimes. I'm not sure what booktuber is, unless that's me, YouTuber who writes a book. Okay, Amani Ahmad says, hi, I'm from Jordan, and my mother tongue is Arabic, and I'm learning English. Well, excellent. You're in the right place to do that because we have a lot of English speakers here. Another place that I forgot to mention is Reddit. Reddit is a great place for community because, you find your subreddit, and almost every language has a subreddit. Not all of them are very big. Okay, if you're learning French, then you have a huge subreddit of places. It's a place you can go and ask questions. You can see posts by other people. If you're learning Thai, the subreddit isn't that big, but there's still people on there, and I still actively go on every once in a while. I do go on the Thai subreddit and I post a question, and people get back to me. I might only get 1 or 2 responses, but there's people who are active on the Thai subreddit. Same thing with Greek. Okay, Greek subreddit isn't huge, but it's there, and there are people who actively use it. Now, if you're learning German or Mandarin or Japanese or French or Spanish, you'll be able to go on the subreddit and you'll find a lot of people who are learning the language that you are trying to learn. A lot of people who can help you. Okay. Another place I wanted to, WriterTube is for book writers. Okay, interesting. BookTuber is YouTubers who read, collect, and review books. Interesting. I don't think I'd ever heard that term before. Discord is potential resource for practice in many languages. True. Yes, that's 100% right. I do use Discord. For those who don't know, Discord is like, I only found out about Discord about a year ago. Let me pull that up. Discord is a language learning. I'm sorry, it's not a language. It's a. I think it started off as a gaming website actually. And let's see here. I'll share a link to our Discord. Our Discord channel server. There you go. That's a Discord to the open source language learner, the open source language lesson Discord server. And, and that's just a great place to share stuff. I also have a Discord server for my Patreon. In fact, that's another one of the things I wanted to mention. Patreon itself is a great place for finding community. All right, we have a slowly growing Patreon on my channel. Let me pull up the link to that. Okay, and there is a paywall here. Patreon.com. But you get to choose the level of support that you want to go to. We do like monthly group video calls. We have some a chat feature in the on Discord, and then I just do different polls and questions, and get to know you questions, and there you go. There's the link to that, and sort of discussion questions that have to do with language learning, like what are you doing? What has been working for you? What hasn't been working for you? Just sort of discussion starters to get conversation rolling there on the Patreon page. I also do a little blog so you can follow along and comment and ask questions if you're interested in that. I do always want to, when I mention Patreon, I want to do a shout out to Hillary, Nathan, Mark, Ian, Susan, Taylor, JP, Brendan, Ryan, and Joel Trask, all the people who have been supporting me or have supported me on Patreon, supported my channel. So if you're interested in that, I'd recommend go check out the link. Hi, Hillary. Thanks for joining. All right. Also, TikTok is something that's been on my mind. No problem, Hillary. Thank you. Thanks for your support. TikTok is something that I don't know a whole lot about yet, but I just downloaded the app recently and started checking it out. It seems like a pretty cool method for going and getting some short little bursts of language input throughout the day. Please clap now likes the hat and beard. Excellent. I'm so glad I was able to persuade you. So I don't think TikTok would be a great platform for me to share the same kind of message that I'm doing on here, right? Like, how long are videos on TikTok? Like 15 seconds, something like that. Helen Beagle says TikTok is really something else. Yeah. So you can't share a whole lot of language learning theory on TikTok. Hillary says TikTok is great, man. When you change your phone's region/language settings to your target language, you will start getting and seeing videos in your target language. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. That's where I think part of the value in TikTok is. Not necessarily like I'm going to go on and have a long conversation with you or give you lots of my philosophy about language learning, or the best strategies and tips for language learning. But it could be something like where you go on and there is a creator who tells you, who gives you short little bits of input in the language that you're learning, right? So so in the same way as Twitter, right? Twitter limits you to 140 characters or whatever it is. So it's very likely that you'll be able to go on Twitter, and if you follow people who speak the language you're trying to learn, you'll just see throughout the day, you'll see little messages in that language. It gives you little bits of reading practice in that language. And then if you're bold enough to respond in that language, then it also gives you a little bit of writing practice, right? And that's sort of the value I see in TikTok. So I've been thinking about starting a TikTok. I mean, I already started my account, but I haven't posted anything. But I've been considering kind of playing with the idea of start posting some English stuff for people who are learning English, right? And I was able to go on and find some other people who speak other languages that I started following, and I think that's a great place to start. Anyways, all that to say that, I'm not listing a finite number of places where you can find language learning community. It's everywhere. Okay, be creative. Look for, the things I've only listed so far have all been online communities, right? Not to mention if you can find an in-person meetup. One of my favorite things to do is go to Esperanto meetups when I can. I don't know any other Esperanto speakers in my area, but when I'm traveling, I love to see if there's an Esperanto group in the area, or if there's any Esperanto speakers that I can meet up with. In Esperanto, Esperantujo, as we call it, is great because there's a lot of resources for finding other people in your area or other people in the area that you're traveling to who also speak Esperanto. And I do it, right? Because again, you can't learn a language on your own. Language learning is a social endeavor by its very nature. It's a communal thing, right? We do it together. You don't learn, like, if you were the only person left on Earth, you wouldn't bother to learn a language because you would have no one to talk to about it. Unless your only purpose for learning the language was to read, in which case, sure, that's fine. That's a valid reason. But just most of us are not learning languages for that reason. Rodrigo brings up a good one. Rodrigo Montes de Oca says, I like watching Twitch streams in my target language. Yeah, exactly. There's another one. I haven't spent too much time on Twitch, but the one Twitch streamer that I do know of but the one Twitch streamer who I have followed a bit is Elena Fenomena, and she does Twitch streams mostly. Well, she does Twitch streams in English and in Esperanto, but I know her through the Esperanto world, and it's really nice to go on and be able to, she takes questions in English or in Esperanto, and then there's a chat, just like you guys chat with each other in the live chat, and it's a community, right? There's only one person on screen, but you still get this sort of feeling of belonging and feeling of comfort with the other people, and that's really important for language learning, because you all know when you're learning a language and then it comes time to actually speak that language, it's intimidating, right? You get anxious. You're nervous about making a mistake, or you go to say something and you're like, I know what I want to say, but I'm pretty sure the way I'm going to say it is wrong, right? Like, you've all had this feeling. and then you're like always mentally second guessing yourself. You choose the words in your target language of what you want to say, and then you say, wait, am I saying it that way just because of my native language? Like, am I letting my native language influence the way I'm speaking my target language? It's tough, right? And oh, hi Peggy, thanks for joining. Hi Alexander. It's nerve-wracking, really, when the time comes to speak your language to someone, especially if you're speaking to a native speaker. Saluto and Mike. It's scary. Okay. So anything you can do to help yourself relax, help yourself feel more comfortable in the language, that will help you open up and not feel quite as intimidated, it's going to be really helpful. I hear people say all the time, I touch my nose too much while I'm live streaming. I don't know why my nose gets so itchy while I'm on a live. All right. Lizardi says, yeah, being not afraid to make mistakes is something I need to practice more. Yes, 100%. We all have to do that, actually. Daniel's wife says, I think most people stuck in how they speak are stuck in how they speak because they tend to translate from the mother language to target language. Your goal should be to think in your target language. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes time for you to say something, and you mentally prepare what you're going to say, right? Let's say you go to let's say you're in a taxi cab, all right? And you know you have to tell the cab driver, all right, once we get there, turn left at the light, drive forward, and there is a, and the stop is on the left side of the road. All right. And you know you're going to have to say all of that. And so you're mentally in your mind as you're driving, you're preparing this all in your mind, right? ตรงไป1 kilometer ครับแล้วก็เลี้ยวขวา right? And you're thinking all this stuff in your mind. You're like, okay, I say this, I say this, I say this. And then as you're preparing that, you're like, wait, am I saying this because that's what I was actually taught and that's what I learned to say in the target language, or am I like translating directly from my native language? Dueling Champ says, well, you do have a prominent nose here and in a good way, of course. Good. Glad to hear that. Lucas Santos says, do you have an allergy? Yes, I am allergic to live streaming, apparently, because that's the only time my nose itches this much. All right, Peggy says, I finally have a tutor now. He's from Brazil and he speaks 10 languages. No joke. That's crazy. Where did you find this tutor? On Italki? Asya El-Mustafi says, thanks for your recommendation, Chaniel's wife. I already tried to read, but when I don't understand a word and I try to look for it in the dictionary, I find that one definition and then I'm lost. Yeah, exactly. When I'm reading a story, I don't. I try not to look up any words. If it's on Link, LINGQ, that's a little bit different because you can just click the word and then it'll give you a translation right there. But I don't stop reading in order to go look up a word. Almost never, unless it seems like it's a really important word that keeps coming up. All right. Italki. Yeah, Italki is great. I do support Italki. The other one, I forgot to mention this one. I can't believe I forgot this. A great source of community is an app called Hello Talk. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already know Hello Talk. But here, Hello Talk. Looks like that. Okay. It's essentially what it is like, it's almost like a Facebook app, honestly. You post your own stuff. They've actually, the Hello Talk like headquarters or the Hello Talk leadership has actually adopted my 30-day record yourself challenge, and they use it as language prompts on their app. But anyways, what you do is you can post stuff for everyone to see, and then people can give you little corrections. I'm actually going to do a review on this app, like a full-fledged, in-depth review on the app in a few weeks here. But then there's also, so there's that public aspect where you just post stuff. You can see things that other people post. You follow certain people in the language that you're learning. Then there's also a messaging app. So usually if I post someone and then they respond to my comments, responds to my post, then I'll start a private message chat with them, right? And then you just start discussing things in your target language. All right, and usually they want a little bit of help learning your native language as well. But it's a great resource. And again, it's language learners helping each other. Okay. Yeah. So anytime you can find a good place like that, it's going to be really valuable. And the reason I wanted to talk a little bit about that is because that's what I'm trying to create here on my channel. I don't know if it comes off necessarily like that, but I want to create a place where you all can come, leave your comments, leave your questions, respond to either to my videos or to my posts or whatever, responds to other people. There is basically like a little forum underneath every video, right? And you can start threads and respond back and forth to each other. And a lot of my viewers start to get to know one another based just off of commenting to each other, right? Peggy says, I don't like Link. Es muy caro. Yeah, Link is pretty cheap, actually. It's like, what, $10 a month? Something like that. Yeah, Lucas says, I like a subreddit. Yeah. Or like a subreddit. Right, exactly. Underneath every video, you can go comment. You can leave a comment. Someone else can respond to that. It's not the same thing as Reddit, but, it has a lot of similarities. And that's how we learn from each other. That's why I am trying to make more of my videos into more of a community-based thing, right? So rather than all of my videos being just about, here is 5 steps to learning Spanish, or here is, here is 4 apps that you should use, or, here is how to create a Link account, or I don't know, all of those more informational videos. I'm trying to create videos that are a little bit more story-based. Here's my experience learning Spanish. Here is John Siebold's experience learning Japanese, right? How many pesos is $10? Oh gosh, it's got to be like 50 pesos or something. No idea. I bet you I can look that up. Who can look it up fastest? Who can respond fastest? How many Mexican pesos in dollar? 20 pesos. I was way off. Okay. Peggy says 204 Mexican pesos. 204, is that right? Did I? In a USD. 20 pesos per dollar. Oh, 20.63. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Argentine pesos. Yeah. Okay. I got no idea then. Okay. Have you heard of the Unite for Literacy website? It's similar to the one you started a month ago. Someone sent me a link, or no, someone had mentioned a different website that was similar to mine. But no, I don't remember specifically anything about that. Rodrigo says, I speak Spanish and English. I started taking Levantine Arabic classes, and whenever I have difficulty with a word, I say it as I would speak it in Spanish. Yeah, that's funny. That, when I was learning French, I'd say, 75% of my French ability was saying Spanish words with a French accent. And it works most of the time, a lot of the time. Anyways, yeah. I think that's, majority of what I wanted to talk about here today. You can find community here on this channel, talk to each other, comment on my videos. I'm going to start giving more pitches, like a call to action on my videos more often. Comment what you think on this video, or what is your opinion on this, or, because I want to try to facilitate community a little bit more. Also, Twitter and Instagram are great places for community. Follow people who speak your target language. Follow people who teach your target language. Follow people who, who are just other polyglots, other people who are learning languages just like you. All right, document your journey as you go. Another really nice thing about Instagram, especially if you do like the 30-day record yourself challenge, is if you record videos of yourself speaking your target language, then you'll have a record of yourself going all the way through, progressing, and you'll be able to go back and see the progress that you've been going through. Especially that's really nice when you feel like you're not making any progress, and you can go back and look at your old videos and say like, oh yeah, I actually made a lot of progress since I started this language, The TikTok I mentioned, I don't have a whole lot of experience with that yet, but I think just from what I've seen so far, it seems like it might be a good place to start getting some language input, and I will probably start posting some stuff on there. Patreon, like I mentioned earlier, we're starting a little community on Patreon of people who just are language learners, right? And we have discussion topics, and can work through some problems and work together in that way. Hello Talk is a great place especially for finding people who are native speakers of your target language. Reddit is a great place for that as well. There is a linguistic study, and it says that it is a language called so in Africa. Sorry, I'm not following the conversation in the chat, so I'm not entirely sure what that means. Dueling Champ says, Aaron, maybe you can post an Instagram story 30 minutes before a live stream to alert your followers there to head over there. Yeah, I should. I know I should start doing that. I've been doing live streams on YouTube at 10:30 in the morning every Friday for most of the year. So I also thought, I was under the impression that YouTube sends out notifications when I go live, but apparently it doesn't actually do that to most people unless you click the little bell icon. So I didn't realize. Oh, Peggy Trotman says it does. Oh, okay. I guess I don't know. So I don't really know what the issue is then, but a lot of people have. Okay, yeah, you have to click the bell. Yeah, right. So a lot of people come like at the very end of my live stream, and they're like, "Oh no, I didn't know this was going on. Sorry, I missed it." Or they'll come in comments later saying, "I didn't know there was a live stream." So yeah, I'm trying to get better. She says, "Smash the bell." Yeah, click the little subscribe and then the bell right next to it if you want to get notifications for live streams. Or just remember that it's the same time every week, almost every week. Well, that'll probably change in a month or two. But we'll come up with a new regular time to do live streams then. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so a lot of people had been telling me that they like showed up too late for the live stream because they didn't know what was going on. So now I tried to get a little bit better at at just going out and saying, hey, there's a live stream going on in half an hour. Come join the ignores question. What question? It does, yeah, with the bell, smash the bell. I don't know what question you're talking about. What was I saying? Yeah, but I'm going to try to get better to start posting more about, hey, there's a live stream going on. Come join the community. Come talk with us. Come hang out with us. That's how you learn. That's how you get to know people. That's why you learn the language in the first place, so you can hang out, talk to people, right? I'm not sure which question I'm ignoring, Peggy. Ryan says, hello, community. So, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot more to talk about, unless you guys have questions. I'm here for a little bit longer. Nick says, salut à tous. Salut à tous. Okay, would you be open to speaking / make a video with my tutor? Yeah, I mean, I'm always open for making a video with any other YouTuber or not even a YouTuber, but just someone who wants to make a video. Yeah, I do that kind of thing. Lucas says, does anybody know any good app for language exchanging? Hello Talk. I'm gonna make a what's it called? A review video of Hello Talk soon. There's also another one called Tandem. There's Lingbee. Chenniel's wife says, I'm going to start my own YouTube channel if anyone is interested. Not with this account. Yeah, let us know. Come join our live streams here and post about your channel, and yeah, and then I will definitely recommend for people to go check it out. Go subscribe to your channel. That's what language learning community is all about, right? Peggy says, can you see the link? I don't see any link from Peggy. What language, what link are you talking about there? Okay, so Nick says, I like to use Italki too. I don't know if you said that earlier. Yeah, Italki is good. I don't consider Italki to be necessarily a community. It's more of like a, it's just a place to find a one-on-one tutor. So I guess that's true. Like, you're finding a person to talk to. Yeah, that's all right. Lucas says, send him a message in Instagram or Discord. Yeah, I'm not seeing any link here from anyone. Okay, so Dueling Champ says, have you ever done a full language bookshelf tour, Aaron? I know that sounds intimidating and like a lot of work. Actually, I did. I did probably 3 years ago, I did a bookshelf tour. Rachel Sarah Harris says, I suggest you interview Chanel Hancock. I'd like to learn about her immersion methods. Actually, Chanel did a video for my channel about a year ago. Let me see if I can find that. Wait, I'm going to add the Patreon. Man, let me look for this. Okay. Chanel Hancock. Probably if you just YouTube Fingtam and Chanel. I bet Fingtam Chanel. Yeah, it's like the third or fourth one. Learning languages while blind. Here you go. Here's the video that Chanel did for my channel. I don't remember who just asked that. Rachel? Yeah, Rachel. Here you go, Rachel. There's a link to a video that I did with Chanel. Well, Chanel did the video for my channel. I didn't really do a video with her. Okay. Peggy says, look up Esteban Fortunato on Italki or YouTube. His YouTube channel is Glossonauta. Let me look that up. Glosonauta. Is that like an astronaut that learns languages? Glosonauta. I didn't find it. Saying no results found. Mustafa says, have you ever reached out to Matt versus Japan? No, I haven't. But I don't. I mean, I would definitely be open to talking with him or doing like an interview with him or something. I don't speak Japanese. I'm not sure if he speaks any other languages. I have had an interview with Seabolt Speaks about the method that Matt advocates, because John Seabolt uses the same method as him, I guess. Cool. Well, I guess I'll do one more plug for my Patreon channel. My Patreon page, here's a link to Patreon, is in the description below. If you're interested in joining and getting a little bit more in-depth look into our community and being able to, we do group chats, and we have a server for people trying to come together and learn languages together, as well as like monthly video chat, like a group chat on Google Meet. Please do a video with him. He's really awesome polyglot. Okay, I'll look for him. I didn't see any glosonauta. Estevem Fortunato. Let me check here. I did find him. I must have misspelled glosonauta.
Olá,
cool.
Como estão? I'm Dick Esteban.
Yeah, I'll check him out. I don't speak any Portuguese. Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Peggy. I'll definitely check out his channel. Chenyo's wife, she said, I only have my trailer on. I don't see a link. Did you share a link? Go ahead and share a link. Oh, my many universes. Gotcha. Okay, Chenyo's wife says, my many universes is world building, conlang, language learning, and booktube mix. Couldn't fully decide. Yeah, I hear you. All right, let me check this out, actually. YouTube. Yeah, I see it. Here, I'll share the link. Do you mind if I share the link in the chat? I'm sharing the link. There you go. Cool. Well, anyways, I am going to end it here. So thanks to everyone who joined and watched. And by all means, please continue to be active parts of the language learning community here on my channel and on all the other places on the internet. So peace out. See you guys later. Bye-bye.